smoke is quieting down. Seems like we've got to a lot of the smoke. Dub, you got smoke?
Yo, now on episode 766 of the Joe Budden podcast, it was a classic exchange where Ish and Ice had to refresh Joe's memory about his past. Oh man. Now over the years, Joe has become increasingly bougie. And during this episode, that was on full display, you feel me? It all started with Joe clowning his co-host for paying each time they drop off their clothes at the dry cleaners. Joe couldn't seem to fathom why they would do such a thing, but Ice was quick with a jab. Look at the files.
Y'all crazy?
You be there a lot, so you probably don't have to, but
You don't?
I do, and I still gotta pay.
I gotta pay.
Wait, I have to pay too?
I gotta pay every time.
Yo, audience, I feel bad for y'all because I do think that this is compelling. I do.
That's
but
because
I'ma
you
start.
are elitist and bougie.
But
I'm the
That's not true.
elitist though.
That's not true.
Niggas say y'all lives is trash because y'all got paid the cleaners every time y'all go.
That sounds bummy. I ain't gonna lie. That does sound bummy to me.
Hold up. For the last 40 years, you ain't pay every time you went?
He's a corny ass nigga. That
Saw what he was wearing.
Stop, nigga.
He happy to go to the cleaners now. He can't stay out the
You know what I
cleaners.
mean? Tank Top Joe wasn't going to no cleaners.
Not at all, nigga.
Hell no.
Not at all. He was pulling that shit out the fucking hamster and putting it back
Shaking
on.
it.
Yeah.
Bro, I can flip it inside out. I can get me another wear out of this.
Look, put him on the balcony for a little while, let him air out. Yeah, man.
He had the line too in the clear. Stupid nigga. Fuck you, nigga.
Oh, yeah. That nigga was just bummy. That's funny.
Oh, my
son.
God, yo.
Aw, man. Has Joe Budden's success distanced him from reality? Well, Ish and Ice sure seem to think so. You feel me? Joe's argument was that if you visit the cleaners often enough, they should just bill you at the end of the week or something, instead of you paying every time. You feel me? That, however, is a luxury. Joe saying it's bummy to pay each time shines a light on how his views have shifted. Crazy. You feel what I'm saying? It not only reflects how Joe sees the everyday person, but it definitely shows just how far money has pushed his perspective away from the average person. You feel me? Now, is that a bad thing? Maybe not entirely. You feel me? But when you start pushing those high-end standards onto people who've you known forever, it can rub them the wrong way. That's when the jokes start and the call-outs begin. Joe labeled their lives as trash and bummy. You know? That didn't sit well. You feel me? Ish hit Joe quickly with that direct question. So for the last 40 years, you haven't paid at the cleaners? And Ice, he ain't missed that opportunity either. He added in, Joe didn't go to the cleaners. It didn't have to have the clothes to even take to the cleaners at that time. You feel me? Now, Ice went on to remind everyone of the kind of clothes Joe was wearing back in the day. Think about it. He was wearing jean jacket vests, no sleeves, tank tops. Those weren't the type of clothes you would even consider taking to the dry cleaners. Joe was stunned but didn't take offense, in that moment. However, knowing Joe, there's going to be a good chance that those comments about his past will simmer and reemerge later in one of his classic rants. This exchange between the three of them wasn't just playful banter, though. It also raised a deeper question. Why do friends sometimes feel the need to remind you of where you used to be? Now, some might argue it's a form of hate or insecurity. Ish has known to bring up, Joe's success and wealth in subtle ways, even poking at the fact that Joe's entire life has been lived in Jersey City. Queen's Flip also jumped into the conversation, cracking a joke about how Joe used to shake the wrinkles out his clothes after pulling them out the hamper. You know what I mean? Basically, he said Joe didn't even know what a dry cleaner was back then. Joe might brush it off for now, but he's not known for letting things slide forever. In the back of his mind, he's storing away these comments, probably preparing for the perfect moment to throw something back at them, like recalling a time when Ish couldn't afford merch, or when Ice, wasn't the demon he is now. And that's mad funny that he called Ice a demon. That's crazy. Now let's talk about Joe's claim. He made it sound like he walks into any dry cleaners, drops off his clothes, and just tells them, bill me later. Is that how it really works? Does his success grant him that kind of automatic treatment everywhere? Or has he built those relationships with specific cleaners over time? Either way, it was funny to see Ish and Ice check him because as much as Joe wants to distance himself from the past, they're right there to remind him all the time. But what do you think? Does Joe need to be humbled from time to time, or is it all part of the evolution? Would you find it annoying if your friends kept bringing up your past whenever you mention how far you've come? I know I would. I would get a little tight sometimes. That's a fact, But here's a question to think about. Do you think money inevitably changes how people see the world? And if so, how should friends handle the shift? Right? For those of you that do visit the dry cleaners, does Joe have a point? Should regular customers expect a weekly bill? Or, are Ice and Ish more grounded in reality? Let me know what you guys think. And we'll be back with the files.
My guy Dub too. That's my man though.
Gang.
That's my man, Big Dub.